Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashum, Rakakadash, the honest to apostles and elders of great most known, and shalom to you, brothers. Is pushing this gospel, this good news with truth and sincerity. With that, I'm going to start with Amos chapter 5, verse 18, and reads, Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, the day of the Most High. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Darkness being the day of the Most High is darkness and not light. The day of Yahweh Shema Shai is darkness and not light. Okay, darkness being that misery, that suffering, destruction. Okay, and ultimately those missiles shooting down on America, which is known as Babylon the Great in the scriptures. Okay, because these missiles are going to cover, they're going to cover up the skies. They're going to black out the skies as well as chariots. They're going to be blacking out the sky, so it's going to be dark. It's literally, it's literally going to be dark. You know what I'm saying? Not physically, not figuratively speaking, but literally. You know what I'm saying? When those missiles, when hundreds, thousands, if not millions, no, it's going to be millions of missiles, uh, falling, dropping from the skies to burn up this country. You know, the skies is gonna be darkened, as well as the chariots covering the skies up as well, zapping people and killing people, and ultimately delivering those that those who really matter, and that being the elect. Okay, which contains of the 144,000, the governing body, and the rest of the 1/3 being men, women, or children, or containing men, women, and children. Okay. It says the day of the Lord, the day of the Most High is darkness and not light. So this darkness is going to be a time of suffering, a time of trouble, a great trouble, okay? A time of great despair and destruction that's going to take place here in America, okay? The United States of America, right? So I'm going to get Sirach, chapter 39, verse 28. And this reads, There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which are in their fury lay on sword strokes in the time of destruction. They pour out their faith, their force, and appease the wrath of him that made them. So you have vengeful spirits. You have spirits that were created to put people to death, to cast out, to bring out judgment, to fulfill the uh the desires of the Most High and the Son, Yahweh by Shai. Okay, you have spirits created for that. Okay, evil spirits. You know what I'm saying? To bring forth that judgment. You know, I'll give you an example. You could have a dog for a couple decades, two, like about 1 to 2 decades. All right, next thing you know, you have a child, a newborn baby, and it gets gobbled up by this dog. Don't know why the dog's acting that way. Logically speaking, you can't explain why the dog just all suddenly flipped out. But for whatever reason, according to your logic, according to the fleshly knowledge, a man's knowledge, they'll believe that, oh, this dog is just crazy, it's tripping. The truth and reality is what people don't realize is judgment. It's judgment that was passed that was passed down from the spiritual realm, and it was said that this baby, this was gonna be put to death on this day, at this time, during this time, at this place, and it was gonna be done in this fashion. Okay, and this spirit, this evil spirit, was going to take a hold of this dog. It's going to take influence the dog's mind and take over this dog to bring forth that judgment. Because this baby, this particular individual that has got put to death, has committed some sins or has done something he ought not to be doing in his past life. Okay, so things like that, judgments like that, will take place. That's just an example. Okay, that would be just an example. You know. Then you got Jacob's Trouble. You know what I'm saying? Jacob's Trouble is right around the corner. That's going to take place where there's going to be famines. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be cannibalism. You're going to have mercenary troops cracking open doors, uh, killing the men, raping their wives, killing their children, gripping you up, putting you in, throwing you in FEMA camps. Okay, like I said, people are going to be starving to death, so there's going to be cannibalism. There's going to be a lot of cannibalism. Examples of that being uh, your children getting eaten. Okay, you're gonna have a lot of parents, a lot of mothers and fathers eating their children, eating their baby boys and baby girls. Okay, people want to talk about, well, the kids, the kids, the kids. All right, we gotta make sure their future is right. Well, guess what? When push comes to shove, you're gonna be eating your kids when you get hungry. And that day, in that day during Jacob's Trouble, when there ain't gonna be no food to eat, ain't gonna be no fried chicken, ain't gonna be no damn cheeseburgers, ain't gonna be shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be limbs, okay? And those limbs are gonna be coming from your children, okay? People want to say the children so innocent, but that shit's gonna go straight out the window as soon as that famine hit and you ain't got nothing to eat, okay? Cockroaches in that day is gonna be a delicacy, okay? Anything that you can get your hands on is gonna be a delicacy for these people, okay? And then it reads on. And like I said, and that appeases the wrath of him that made them. Okay, so it pleases the Lord. The Lord is pleased when he sees somebody getting ripped up by a dog, a little infant baby getting ripped up by a dog, or a dude butchering up his child, committing cannibalism. You know what I'm saying? Making that baby suffer, making that child suffer. Okay? It appeases the Lord to see these mercenary troops coming in and bringing forth death. Okay? Guess what? Because that's judgment. That's judgment for being wicked, for being evil. You know what I'm saying? For being a demon your whole life or throughout your life. And this system that we're in is nothing but demonic forces roaming roaming the streets, roaming this world, and they gotta be brought down. They gotta be taken out. There's too much demons, too much evil forces out here. You know what I'm saying? Running amok, making this world a much worse place. And you know, if you're not contributing, you gotta be taken out. And that's what the Lord's gonna get done. He's gonna have that dealt with. That problem's gonna be that issue is gonna be dealt with. Okay? So fire, verse 29. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these things were created for vengeance, judgment. Okay? All these things was created for judgment, for vengeance. Okay? There's going to be a lot of that happening and taking place during Jacob's trouble. Joshua chapter 23, verse 10. And it reads, one man of you shall chase 1,000. For the Lord, for the Most High, your power. He, he it is that fighteth for you, and he hath promised you. So the Lord is going to make his men mighty men in that day. He's going to give his men, his his faithful men, spiritual power. Okay, they're going to gain spiritual power. They're going to be able to fly. They're going to have super strength. They're going to have super speed. They're going to be able to run long distances without getting tired. Okay, and they're going to be casting judgment on these people. And if there be another brother or even a sister that's with them and their families that's walking alongside with them for that protection, they're gonna be able to protect them in that day because they're gonna have that spiritual power. But on the law, but they're gonna have that power to be able to chase lots and lots of people away, crowds upon crowds of people because it says right here, one one man of you shall chase 1,000. Okay, so that means what it's like. What type of power? What type of force is the Lord going to make His men for them to be capable of such a feat? Okay, to be able to chase down thousands of people, just hundreds, if not thousands of people, thousands, 1,000 people, 1,000 men. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. What type of power is He going to give His men in that day to make this scripture come to pass? Okay, this is prophecy that has yet to be that has yet happened. Okay, this is going to happen. You know, the feeble is going to be made mighty in that day. And guess what? The Lord's going to be with that. The Lord going to be with that, obviously. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be with that. Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 16. And it reads, Behold, I will send for many fishers, save the Most High, and they shall fish them. That's referring to the prophets. The prophets is going to be made those fishers, not literally fishers when you go to a lake and you start fishing. No, no, no. This is talking about going on the highways and the byways, pushing forth this gospel, this good news, that being prophecy, that being the laws. Okay. Now, when we go into the laws, you're supposed to do those laws to the best of your ability. Okay, knowing that you're not going to be able to keep them perfect because you're in the flesh and you're amongst a very corrupt system. So it's going to be impossible to keep the laws at 100%. But you're supposed to do it the best of your ability. But that's just part of it. That's just part of the gospel. The rest of the main thing that's being pushed is prophecy. That's the big time good news right there. That's what we That's what we're pushing. And guess what? That prophecy is the fishing rod for those that is meant for, that being the elect. Okay, so we are made fishers. The prophets are the fishers that's fishing for who? The elect. Okay, waking up the people that is meant for who is meant to hear it, who is meant to receive this word. They're gonna be the ones that wake up, and they're gonna be the fish that's gonna be pulled into this thing. Okay, that's gonna be pulled into the truth. Okay, and they shall fish them. Like I said, they're gonna fish them with what? This word. Okay, they're gonna be fished with this word, this truth, this knowledge. Okay, and after I will send for them many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. So wherever you are, like there's gonna come a point in time during Jacob's trouble, towards the very end, the Lord's gonna rise up His men from fishers. He's gonna give them the promotion to hunters. The hunters being men that are a hunter is somebody that kills in the act of a sport. You know what I'm saying? That's a way of a sport. So the Lord is gonna make His men, you know what I'm saying, His prophets, hunters in that day. That means He's gonna give them spiritual powers to be able to take people out. Okay? Yes, on a physical level, using spiritual power. He's gonna be able to He's going to, a prophet in that day is going to be able to exhort physical pain upon his enemies. Okay? Example is by examples of super speed, super strength, laser beams maybe coming out of his eyes, being able to control the elements as far as uh, blowing fire out his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Just a bunch of different examples. Being able to make different weapons from nothing, out of thin air. And just cut people up, slice and dice people up. Okay, the men of the Lord are going to be able to do that in that day. For whoever lot it applies to, whoever's lot that is. Okay, and they're gonna be packing some serious. They're gonna be having some serious power. Okay, and that's gonna be on this side. That's gonna be during the Jacob's trouble. That's not gonna be. That's gonna be before we even get beamed. That's gonna be before they even get beamed up in the ships. Lord willing, I'll be of that number. Okay, that's gonna be before they get beamed up in the ships. Before the prophets get beamed up in the ships, we're gonna have spiritual power first. Okay, for who it applies to, whoever's lot that is. Okay, and they're gonna hunt these people. They're gonna hunt their enemies. Anybody that gets in the way is gonna get crushed. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna get squashed just like that. All right. So like I said, the future is very dark for a lot of people. For majority of the people, I'd say even 90%. That's just my personal opinion. It's gonna be a majority of people, as high as 90%. It's gonna be a very, very small amount of people. It's gonna be a real small number that's gonna be saved in this day. You know what I'm saying? In this time that's coming. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom.